Owen, Batman the Animated Series, Episode 1 and 8. The Cat and the Claw, Part 1 and 2. It's crazy because on HBO Max, it's just Episode 1 and 2. And apparently there's some history behind this. So The Cat and the Claw was actually the 15th episode of this show that was actually produced. But they decided to actually have it be released first because this was, I believe, September of 1992. So this was actually coinciding with the movie coming out. So I believe it was around the same time that Batman Returns, which had Batman and Catwoman both in the movie. So they said they wanted to release this one first so that everyone would get used to Batman and Catwoman before this movie was released. Which I was like, wow, y'all really put that much thought to an animated show coming out the same year as a movie. Sure, I'll take it.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I just found that out today. I was literally looking on there and I'm like, that makes total sense. And they said that's also the reason why in this show, Catwoman is blonde and not brunette. Because in the movie, Selena Kyle, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, is blonde and not brunette, like in the comics. And I was like, didn't even think about that either. I just went, oh, yeah, Catwoman.
I did, when I was watching it this morning, I did notice that she looks similar to the actress from the movie with, I can't think, Michael Keaton, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer, love.
Yeah, she did look very similar to that.
I hear that I actually look similar to a character in that movie. The Penguin, not Michelle Pfeiffer. Usually they just tell me that I look like the Penguin, which, you know, I'll take it. But, so, this episode starts out, so Batman, he is starting out as, like, he's still the vigilante. We don't get a sense of how long he has been. At first, they don't really talk about it. They're just like, all right, he's Batman. He's already working with Detective Gordon. He's already been kind of running these streets, I guess, for lack of a better term. And he is in pursuit of Catwoman, who is attempting to steal a necklace or other jewels to be able to actually fund animal sanctuaries, most for cat-related animals. So in this episode, it is a mountain lion sanctuary or a reserve that she's looking to have built on the outside of town. There's also another company that's looking to build something else there. So there's kind of like a bidding war over land going on. So she's attempting to like steal this necklace. There's a terrorist group, which I was like, all right, episode 1 of Batman, we have terrorism. That's crazy. So Red Claw is the main terrorist, kind of like the leader of the organization. And it's crazy how much emphasis in this episode they put on the fact that, I thought Red Claw was a man. And then she goes, well, I'm not. And they're like, all right. And I think she asked Batman, like, do you have a problem with that? And Batman goes, not at all. I'm an equal opportunity crime fighter.
That was one of my favorite parts.
I love it. I think it's so funny. I'm like, it reminds me of that line in Batman the Brave and the Bold, where it's like, it's an interesting name for a character. I think it's like Man-Face or like something like that. But it's like a lady's body with a man's face with a big beard, and it was like, you wouldn't hit a girl, would you? Or like something. And then Batman goes, the hammers of justice are unisex. And I'm like, all right. Like, Batman's like, listen, man, woman, you're gonna get the left and the right hooks. I don't care. But I love that line, and I love the amount of emphasis they place on, like, we all thought Red Claw was a man. Oh, well. And then they're like, let's solve crime. I'm like, yeah, that's what we're here for. So the terrorist organization is also after the same necklace that Catwoman is trying to steal with her cat, which I believe is named Isis. So it's named after the goddess. So I believe that Red Claw actually steals a viral plague So Catwoman and Batman are kind of like getting to know each other, and while they're doing that, or while they're trying to do that, Red Claw's like, let's rob the military. So they steal a viral plague from the military, and I believe that Detective Gordon, or I think he's Commissioner Gordon. Can't remember if he's detective or commissioner right off the bat. But Gordon, pretty much, Batman's like, have you heard from Red Claw? And Gordon goes, yeah, she wants $1 billion or else she'll release the, like, viral serum. And I'm like, that's a crazy amount of money for the 90s. Like, listen, nowadays I feel like with inflation, $1 billion is much easier to, like, we have the world's, like, just in the past decade and a half, we've gotten the world's first billionaire. So, like, to think in the 90s, someone was requesting $1 billion, I don't think there was anybody that had reached a net worth of $1 billion by that point. So I was like, I don't know how it's, made me think of the scene in Austin Powers where he travels back in time, and he's like, $1 billion, and the government starts laughing. And they're like, that amount of money doesn't even exist. They're like, you might have just asked us for $1 million kajillion.
Mr. President, after I destroy Washington, D.C., I will destroy another major city every hour on the hour. That is, unless, of course, you pay me $100 billion.
Dr. Evil, this is 1969. That amount of money doesn't even exist. That's like saying, I want a bajillion dollars.
And Dr. Evil's like, I'll kill you with a gun. But so she requests $1 billion. So Batman and Catwoman, he's trying to stop Catwoman at the same time, but they're captured after Batman beats the shit out of the guy trying to fight Catwoman's assistant. Just throws him around the room, and then he walks back in, and the assistant goes, and gets all scared, and he goes, I won't hurt you. And I'm like, I would be pissing myself if anybody just walked right into the skylight and went, I'm not here to hurt you. I'd be like, what are you here for then, you creepy fuck? So, yeah, I was like, yeah, nice one, Batman. She's definitely not petrified at all.
She was being attacked, and she got saved, so I don't know, like, why
a guy dressed like a giant bat, though?
But he had been around for a while. It's like she's probably heard of this guy before.
I mean, yeah, but you've never seen him. Think of
That's
it like
true.
the scene in The Batman.
I was just
that guy
thinking
on
about
the
that, too.
subway. Yeah, because he's
like,
been
I saw the
Batman for like
Batman.
2 years at that point, and he literally just, like, he saves that guy, and then he, like, looks at the guy, and the guy's like, don't hurt me. And it's like, even if you're a good guy, you're still scary. Like, that's the whole reason he dresses like that. So everyone's like, don't come to my house. Like that scene in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He's like, don't
call me.
Don't call me. Don't come over to my house.
Don't call me. Don't come by my house. We're done.
That's how I would be to Batman. Yeah, we're done. Don't come by my house. Don't call me. Don't put the bat signal up. But so Batman and Catwoman are captured. She's about to blow them sky high to smithereens, really. They both escape, and they're able to chase after Red Claw. What kills me is every time we see Batman, especially when she's trying to rob the military, and Batman comes in, not in the Batwing, but on his bat paraglider. Every time I see that thing, it kills me. I think it's so funny. Because he'll just like he'll have his hand on the handle and he's like flying around, and he'll be like just flying for miles, and I'm like, that's not how paragliding works. Like he'll come down from like this height where I'm like, my brother in Christ, you would not be able to be following a train like that on a paraglider.
But you can't deny that it looks cool as fuck.
Does it? I did not think it looked cool.
I thought it looked cool.
I thought it's goofy, and I don't hate it. I just think it's funny. It made me laugh.
Cool.
Every time I see it, it makes me laugh. It's just silly. I love it. And so Batman, they get into like a big fight, and what happens is Red Claw catches up with Catwoman and is pretty much like, I spent all this time building this empire, and you friggin' ruin it. You squander it. And so she's about to, like, hurt Catwoman. Big-ass mountain lion just jumps down and tackles her. And then Catwoman looks down, and the mountain lion just, like, holding her down, growling in her face. And for 5 seconds, I was like, in real life, that mountain lion would be, like, eating that lady right now.
For
so
sure.
I was, like, petrified. I was like, is she dead? Did they kill her? And then she's like, oh, thanks, kitty cat. And I'm like, all right. That's Catwoman's just like, thank you, meow, meow, meow. And then Batman sees her up on the cliff. She's pretty much like, haha, I'm going to get away. And she doesn't know that I know this. But Batman already knew her secret identity. She didn't know this because she wasn't at the apartment earlier.
I wanted to mention that was a really cool scene when he found out her secret identity, because there was Alfred
the cat hair.
The cat hair, and he's like, that's her cat, and
which we both own cats, so I don't know if we could go like, this is Owen's cat, Gracie, but like I could Gracie. So it's so I don't know if I could like see a hair and be like, this is Gracie. I need to go talk to Owen.
Well, he was like, I've never seen that color cat hair before, and he's like, I have.
And he
Batman.
goes,
he said
Batman has.
Yeah, that was
saving
really cool.
Cats is for Superman. All right, Batman's like, I'm not in the business of saving cats. I'm in the business of saving cat ladies. So, yeah, he was like, oh, yeah, there's this cat. I know it's Selena Kyle now. And I love how the whole episode they just talk about how much of a cat lady she is. Like, I think there's one guy, and they, like, walk up to Bruce Wayne, and they're like, keep an eye out for her. She's a real cat freak. And I'm like, what?
The one thing I didn't understand was how the crooks knew that Selena Kyle was Catwoman before Batman. Like, that never happens, right?
So they had someone following Catwoman, and this is how I interpreted it, because they had someone following her, and she's having, in the end of the first episode, or near the end, she's having a conversation with, I think her name's Maven, like her assistant, and we see a guy on the ledge, like on a building across the street with binoculars, watching them have this conversation, and like her cowl for Catwoman was off, so I think that's where they're like, okay, we know who she is now. That's how I assumed it.
That makes sense.
And then, so yeah, that's how they found out. He found out because of the cat hair. I think one of my favorite scenes in the show is when he, like, catches up to her at the end. And Catwoman, like, gets back to her apartment. She's like, Maven? And he just, once again, walks out of the shadows. She's not here. And I'm like, oh my, you gotta stop doing this, man. Like, creeping up on people in the shadows. Really, that's not how we operate. But this was the 90s, so maybe it was different, I guess. But he followed her back, and she's like, oh, did you already tell the cops who I am? And he's like, no, not yet. Like, I didn't want you to be hauled off like a regular criminal. And then she's like, oh, wow. And he just slaps the bat cuffs on, and he's like, more than you'll ever know. And then he takes her to jail, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like, he literally said, I'm going to let you go home, think you're safe, and I'm going to show up, slap the bat cuffs on, and we're going to take a ride down to the station. And you're getting booked and processed. Like, you are going to jail. I'm just going to let you think that you got away. Which is partly genius. Partly I'm like, bro, you could have just took her in. Like, you could have just grabbed her and had Gordon drive her all the way to the station instead of having to drive all the way back to downtown Gotham and go to her apartment just to catch her and then drive all the way back to the station. I'm like, we could have made this easier, but, every bat has his belfry, I guess. But after that, he kind of arrests her, and that's really just how the episode ends. So now we can go over my favorite question to ask. How do you like the design in this episode and just show in general for Batman and Catwoman?
I like it. It's peak animated television. It's really good.
I love Catwoman's design. Honestly, my favorite design for Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
This is my second my second favorite animated Batman design.
Interesting. What's the first one?
The first one is Batman in the Justice League Unlimited show.
Oh, okay.
Same Batman. Same Kevin Conroy, just
Yeah.
different looking suit.
It's the
That's
one with
my
the black,
favorite.
the black, right?
So the black and the gray, I believe that was the Adventures of Batman and Robin.
No.
Which
Oh, that's not what I was thinking of. At least I was thinking of. Well, I just watched that show, the Justice League Unlimited. I thought it was the same as the Batman. That was season 3 on HBO Max of Batman the Animated Series.
yeah,
I thought
that
was
was
the
originally the Adventures of Batman and Robin.
So
It's a little bit different.
I must be mistaken because I thought they had the same suit in those two shows.
A little bit different.
Okay.
It's like same color scheme, but the design is a little bit different.
Okay.
And I like that one. I just think it's slightly improved over this one, but I really like this one.
I didn't like when I started watching the end of that show on HBO Max, and they changed up like the character designs at all.
Oh, I love that Batman design.
Well, the Robin one was weird. He's wearing like tighty whities.
You know, that's how Robin be. That's how Robin be. He just wears outfits like that. You know, he's goofy. Unless you got Christopher O'Donnell and Batman Forever and Batman and Robin comes in. He's like rubber nipples and shit. And I'm like, all right, Robin looks a little bit different in this one.
Yeah, but it reminded me of that movie 43 when I saw it earlier today.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, we should get back on track.
So yeah, for the designs, I really like this Catwoman, and then as I said, second favorite Batman design of all time, really. This is my favorite. You probably already know what I'm going to do for this next one. So rate the intro overall and rate the theme song.
10 out of 10.
Correct. So that's the only answer there is. So for the intro and the theme, really 10 out of 10. Intro perfectly sets up the show. Theme, pretty much just a reworked version of the Michael Keaton theme, which was genius because it's coming out alongside the same year as Batman Returns, which is reused that theme from the first one from '89. So genius to keep that theme and just kind of tweak it a little bit. And Batman does have its own separate theme. I believe it was composed by Shirley Walker. She's the one who has the bom 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 bom, and she composed a really good theme for Bruce Wayne and Batman. She also did the music for Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. So the theme that she made for the show and that movie, phenomenal, really, really good.
And then Mask of the Phantasm, that takes place in the same universe, I thought, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it does. So. But yeah, the intro, the best of the do-do-do-do-do, and it opens on the blimps flying, like the police blimps with the lights down, the bank robbery, Batman finding them, beating the crap out of them, and throwing people around, and then that beautiful shot of, like, the cops find the criminals, it zooms up on the tower, and then you just see and the lightning hits, you see Batman with the cape flowing, standing on the building. Oh, Pete,
yeah, that's
love that clip.
It's going to be playing in my head, like, for the next week now.
I'm not kidding. I have
rewatching it.
A saved video on my phone that is only the intro of the show. Like, it's not anything longer, it's not anything shorter, it's just boom, and it goes all the way to the end where it's like boom, 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 and then it cuts to black, and that's the end of the video. It's just the whole intro to the show because I love it so much. So I figured we could do a villain rating because Batman is famous for having some of the best villains. So I figured we would rate kind of two people here. So we could rate Catwoman. I know she's not 100% like evil per se, but she's usually still listed in Batman's rogues gallery because she kind of teeters back and forth.
She's like an
anti-villain. Yeah, she's more of like an anti-hero route. So yeah, but I figured we'd throw her on there for this one just in case, because she's still like stealing jewels, and Batman was still trying to find her. So for the that one, we'll rate Catwoman, and then we'll rate Red Claw. The voice acting was great for Red Claw. I honestly am gonna go middle of the board on her. I'm gonna give her a 5 out of 10 for Red Claw.
Yeah,
cool design. I love her voice acting, but story-wise, she's literally just a regular terrorist.
And we're comparing her to like all the other villains in the show. Like there are so many other better villains.
Correct. Yeah, there are phenomenal villains in this show, and I was like, Red Claw is not even close to standing out among the likes of like the Joker, Clayface,
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, Scarecrow, all of these villains. So Red Claw didn't stand a chance. Granted, it's not their fault. It's just that Batman just has the best rogues gallery. And I will die on that hill. Spider-Man fans, sit down. He has the second best. Batman has the number 1 rogues gallery of all time. How would you rate Catwoman as a villain? Or did you rate Red Claw?
I rated Red Claw. I would say 5 too, or maybe even lower than that. Honestly, I don't know. 5 is in the middle.
I thought she was good. Like she was a good. Like I need to scrub this next part. I thought she was a good terrorist, I guess, to have in the episode. Like she was kind of cookie cutter, exactly what they would show you in a movie or TV terrorist. And then there was,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
But really, I was just gonna move on to Catwoman.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What did you rate Catwoman?
Honestly, I rated Catwoman like a 6 or 7.
I was gonna say 7. 7.
Yeah, not too much higher. Only because it's Catwoman, so we like her a little bit better. In this one, it was more kind of focused on Red Claw, so we didn't necessarily. We saw like one chase scene, and she's definitely higher because number one, they do have that amazing chase scene on like the rooftops where Catwoman does escape.
Her off. Throws her off the roof too. That was pretty cool.
And like that's not a thing you see all the time of like a villain just outrunning Batman or like outsmarting Batman. Like we see people get away out of like pure luck or running away at the last minute. That was not it. She wasn't running away at the last minute. She's like, "Oh, I committed this crime," and Batman's like, "I'm gonna stop you," and she went, "No, you're not," and just left. I was like, "That's crazy." That does not happen a lot. But so I rated her a little bit higher because of that, and just because it's Catwoman. We know she's a romantic interest, so she doesn't spend too much of her time being like I'm gonna take over the city and turn everyone into cats or something like crazy like that. She's like, "No, I just want to steal. I just want to make money."
Good morals too. Like she wanted to save that land for like wildlife, which is good. And I feel like she didn't want to be taken over by Red Claw. She was kind of on the
I feel like for the 90s, they were pushing this for like this crazy cat lady. She wants to save animals. Weird. And we're all like, modern day, we're like, no, that's a pretty cool cause. Everyone in the 90s, like, freak. Like, basically treated her like an X-Man, pretty much. Just, you nutty person. Other than the villain rating, the last question is, so for this one, how does Batman handle his two sides? So we get to see that a little bit in this episode with the actual Batman, and his showcases Bruce Wayne as well. So how does he juggle that in this show compared to like others, or in these two episodes compared to where we've seen him before?
I feel like he does a better job than like the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. Like Robert Pattinson really struggled with that, and I feel like he kind of had it down at this point. Like he was like good at going to talk to people as Bruce Wayne, and like it's not like he was hiding in the shadows as Bruce Wayne. He was coming out as Bruce Wayne a lot more already. And I think that goes to say with like the rest of the show too.
Yeah, it's really, like, we know, we'll address the elephant. R.I.P. Kevin Conroy, the best Batman of all time, my absolute hero, my favorite Batman of all time, the GOAT. It was so flawless and effortless with, like, the switch between this very light-hearted tone for Bruce Wayne, like, oh, it's a charity event. Like, of course I'll auction myself off. And then 5 seconds later at the charity event, they hear gunfire. They turn around and they're like, where is he? And then they just see him and he's like, where are you going? And he's like, has that Batman voice ready to go. And it was so good. And even when he's in the car and he's dressed like Bruce Wayne, but he's driving and he calls Commissioner Gordon on the bat phone, we'll call it. And Commissioner Gordon's like, Batman? And you just, like, see Bruce Wayne, but he's going, have you heard from Red Claw? And he's, like, doing the Batman voice. And I'm like, yes, like, that's a thing that would have to happen. Like, Bruce Wayne he's out and about. All of a sudden, crime is happening. So he calls the commissioner for an update or to talk to him real quick, but he's not in the suit. So I really liked that scene because I'm like, me too. Like, he's in the car. He needs to answer. Like, he needs to call the commissioner, make sure everything's good. But also, I mean, he's not going to pull over and change his suit just to make the phone call. That wouldn't make any sense. So I thought that was awesome. Of course, Kevin Conroy, the best to ever do it for Batman. There's a lot of great Batman actors, as we will talk about tomorrow. But he's the pinnacle. I don't know if there ever will be someone who will ever be as good as Kevin Conroy ever. Once in a generation voice that came in and just powerhoused Batman into the best version that we've seen.
Yeah. I'd like to see it. I wish I could have seen him play like a live action Batman. That would have been cool. But I don't know. I don't know if he fits the build and stuff like that. But his voice is just so good.
On the CW,
I just messaged
you.
Yeah.
You sent me the picture of it because that was like the live action Bruce Wayne. I think that's the closest he got.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is amazing and which was fantastic watching it because he got that voice and he went, Clark was and he was, oh my gosh, it was just so hype watching him be angry and he was like, he was a threat and he's like at this exo suit and so cool, so freaking cool.
It was really cool. The only thing is he was already old at that point and it's like he didn't ever actually play Batman in the show, but it was cool. It was really cool still.
Yeah, anytime his voice pops up or he popped up anywhere, I'm just like, yes, thank you. Like, thank you for this. So yeah, it's this show is an absolute treat. I can't wait to watch more of it. I love this show. I grew up with this show. You know that this is my favorite show of all time. I love this show more than I will probably love any of my future children. And it's just, sorry, I'm just going to give a shout out to Bruce Wayne Ray in advance in the future. Sorry, son, you will never... I love you to death, but I love this show more than life. So it's just phenomenal. So I can't wait to watch more of it. I can't wait to talk about some of the crazier episodes. Like, we know we got Clayface coming up. We know we have the Joker and all of these amazing Heart of Ice. Oh, don't even get me started on Mr. Freeze. But yeah, I'm looking forward to talk about this show more. And we're kind of getting started with... it was a good episode. I would say its overall rating for the episode, I would give it like a 6. Mm-hmm. Pretty good episode, but it's kind of just, hey, this is the world we're in. It felt like a world builder. So it's kind of like, hey, we're in this world. This is how Batman acts. This is how I think they showed 2 villains. This is how they are acting. So it kind of just set the tone for what the rest of the show would be. But yeah, so I can't wait to watch more of it, and we'll talk about it pretty soon here.
You gonna ask me what my rating is?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was giving my BS, and then I was gonna let you finish your rating right here.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably give it a 7. I liked it. And I feel like no episode of this show should get less than that. Like, I feel like they're all really good.
That's a fair point. I'll take that. That's a fair point. Yeah. As someone who just professed my undying love for this show, I sure gave it a 6 out of 10.
Well, I think the reason is because you're comparing it to other shows or other episodes in the show with better villains and better story plot lines and stuff. But it was still good.
My favorite of all time being We Almost Had Him. So I can't wait to talk about that episode. But yeah, so, I mean, there it is. There's our rating for technically episode 1 and episode 8 of Batman the Animated Series, which on Max, if you see, it's actually listed as episode 1 and episode 2. But I looked it up on the Batman Wikipedia, and it actually is episode 1 and episode 8. So that was it for Cat in the Claw Part 1 and 2 for Batman the Animated Series. So we'll see you next time talking about Batman the Animated Series, and it'll be at the same bat time on the same bat channel.